Hi everyone, it's Lisa. Today on DoodleDrawArt, I'm going to show you how to draw Po from Kung Fu Panda. And I want to know who your favorite character is from Kung Fu Panda, so please click up in the corner to vote. And up there, you'll also find lots of other great things to draw. So I always like to show you the basic shapes of the characters we're going to draw. So I guess you can probably guess what this is. Yes, this is Po's belly. So I'm just drawing a nice big circle here in the middle of my page. This is a sketch line. My final lines are going to go on after this. Now, this particular pose, Po is doing a big karate kick. So from the bottom of his belly, I'm going to draw a rectangle that comes up this way. This is going to be his one leg. And then continuing this line down on the same diagonal, I'm going to draw his other leg. And it's going to be holding him up just like this with his foot right here. So again, just some sketch lines to help me with proportions. On this side, I'm going to draw an oval. This is where his arm is going to be with his hand across his body. And then I'm going to draw his other arm coming, let's draw his hand first. It'll be here. And then it's going to be extending from behind like so. So his shoulder is up here. So that's why the arm is so long appearing, because it's coming from behind his shoulder. This one is bent in front, and we're going to be seeing it come out from the side here. So we can even draw the, make this just a tiny bit bigger, like so, perfect. And then we can draw the shoulder coming from this direction here to connect at his elbow. And then his head is going to go right here. So we know now that we have room on our page for the entire character. Awesome. So let's start with his face. To draw Po's face, we're going to do some ears that stick up at the back here, one little oval here, and another one here. And then we're going to draw his eyes. So let's just draw a line that's about a quarter of the way down from the top. And that's just going to be all forehead section. Then we're going to draw another line here. This is where his eyes are going to go. And his nose is going to cut in right there. So that's going to help us with the snout and the mouth underneath. So we'll just draw another little line here for the snout. So you can see where I've made the eye line, then the nose is going to be here and the snout right in this area. And he's going to be really pudgy, so his neck is going to be coming down further into his body like this. So now for the eyes. First eye is a circle, a full circle, just here, quite close to the snout. So we'll draw this full circle, and then we're going to draw a dark black eyeball right there. And I'm even going to try to leave a little bit of white inside the black eyeball, just to make that sparkle in his eye. And then the black patch around his eye comes on an angle like this, so close to his nose, and then, excuse me, further past, and then a bit on this angle here, and then curving around like this. So this is going to be the black patch all around. That's going to be fur colored in all around his eye, like so. Now, let's draw his nose. So we're going to draw a C shape right here in the same spot where I kind of drew that sketch, just a C like this. And then we're going to draw the nose, that the black part of his nose. So that's going to curve up like this and have a little curve on the end and point down. This is a bit like a heart. And the same thing on the other side, pointing down. And then this is going to be all colored in black. So on the other side of his snout right here, we're going to see his eye, but not as well as this one. So we're just going to catch the angle of his eye here. Let's draw the black part first. Let's just go out like this, and then around like this, and then connecting in here. So that's going to be the whole black section. Now, this piece of his eye is going to be just hardly showing. This is the black of this eye, and this is the black of this eye. So we're just going to leave a little sparkle right in there and color this in as black. And then we're going to extend it over with a line and come down like this, and then just tuck in behind the snout. So that's all we get to see of this other eye. And then all of this is his black facial pattern, just like so. Great. Okay, we're getting there. Now we're going to draw his smile. So right here, we're just going to draw a little curve to show his cheek. And then we're going to bring, actually, let's make 3 little whiskers here first, under this little nose bit. 1, 2, 3. That way we make sure we have room for them. And then this snout has come down below his nose. It's going to keep on coming until we get to that line right there. That's the bottom. And then his mouth is open. So we're going to come right back where we finished and draw a line that comes out and quick in here. And then this is actually his chubby chin. We're going to see that chubby chin section too. And then inside here, we can just draw a little bit of his lip, and maybe we'll see his teeth in there, maybe not. Okay, so those are the facial features for Po. So let's finish his head over here. We're going to draw, this oval that we have here is a pretty good shape for his face. So I'm just going to draw a line that comes over this way, up past his ear, past his other ear, and then on this side, we're going to come in a bit close to the face because his head is turned a bit on the side. So we want to make sure that we have an angle on the face there. And then this line just continues underneath like so, just like so. Great. So that's all of the features for his face. Now his neck is just going to come down to the side like this. And on the other side here, we're just going to come in and over on his shoulder. So we did all the hard stuff. Now we have some detail work to do. And so I'm actually just going to erase a couple of these little lines here just so you can see him a little better. Sometimes those sketch lines become distracting. I have a tiny eraser here. This is going to be helpful. This tiny eraser is going to help me get rid of all these little sketch lines that are not part of the finished product. I can see it, but that's because I drew the lines and I knew which ones I'm keeping. But you might think it doesn't look like Po if I leave my little extra lines in there. And as an artist, you know, we start to learn how to find those lines on our own without needing someone like me to show them to you. All right, so there we have Po's face. Okay, so for Po's body, let's go over here and draw his hand. So what we're going to do is we're going to draw 3 fingers. So we're going to draw 1 and 2 and 3. And then his little thumb is sticking out behind, just like that. And then we're going to come up over and down under for his arm. So down under, and we're going to go past a little bit further here so that we can connect the arm at the elbow, just like that. Then we can draw his belly. So we've got this point of his arm here. We're going to come up and over in a big arc like this until we get to his leg. And then his leg is sticking up straight up like this with his little panda shoe on. And now we'll draw the sole of his shoe just like this. And then we'll draw the back of his leg. It's got a little bit of wrap on it. This reminds me of like Rey from Star Wars. And then coming down, don't ask me why, towards the back. And then here's where his little shorts go. So these come up and then like tuck in where there's a little slit and then back along his leg. So let's draw the wraps on his feet. So they're just going to be a line here and a line here. And then we'll just draw some like cross lines to show that they're wrapped up, just like that. Very good. Okay, now we can draw across his belly. So from here, we're going to make a big top waistband for his pants. And then we're going to draw the bottom of his belly coming up underneath like this. And we'll see a little bit of the black there sticking out from his shoulder area like this. Perfect. Okay, so now we're going to just come along his waistband a little bit and draw his leg coming down. And same thing here, we're going to see his foot just a little bit peeking out under here. And then this, I drew like a teardrop shape because his sandal has this wrap coming in between his toes. So I'm just going to bring that around like this. And then we're hardly going to see, like this looks a lot because we can see it, but the angle we've got Poe on here, we hardly can see the bottom of this leg. So we're just going to draw a little bit of the wrap showing here like this. Like this. Okay, so now his legs come together here and come down and connect. And then he's got like a seam of his pants that come up here. And for the waistband, we're going to draw a parallel line that goes from top to bottom like this. And then it's just alternating between orange and gold for the stripes on his waistband. Great. And then the shorts from here are going to kind of follow the angle of his belly, but we're just going to bring it down a little bit lower here. Okay, so let's do some more erasing to help us see the details here. So we're just going to pull off some of these sketch lines in his arms like this, and these little sketches here, and don't need his belly lines in his pants. Like so. All right, last thing is this other hand. So the way he's got his hand out, it's kind of like in a stop motion. Stop. So what we're going to see from this angle is we're going to see the 3 little toe pads. Just going to make 3 circles like this. And then we're going to see the bigger pad and then like his thumb pad, like so. So that's the shape of his hand. And we're just going to have a little outline that comes around the edges like this. That's going to be the black part of his hand, and then it comes down and then tucks in behind. And on this side, it's just going to come back and up and over all the way till it meets his shoulder. Perfect. Okay. Again, just erasing a few of my little sketch lines. And we are ready to start putting in our final lines. So whenever you do sketch work, you have to start deciding where you want to put your final lines. Otherwise, you might draw over something that was a sketch mark, and then you'll be disappointed because it doesn't look right. This is also the time to kind of refine any features that you wanted to look a little bit differently than they do. So I might just make Poe's face a little bit chubbier at the bottom here before I finalize my lines. Just a bit chubbier at the bottom because he's a pretty chubby panda. Great. All right. You can often see these things, the proportions, how they fit better once you've fully done your entire drawing. Sometimes along the way, you don't always see all the details that you might like to include. And he's looking a little bit like he's focusing pretty hard in there. So we might even see just the way his eyebrows are sort of pulling themselves together. I'm going to get my extra fine point Sharpie and going to go over all of the lines for Poe that I'm keeping as final lines. So here I go. I'll do this in time lapse. All right, so I've done all of my outlining with my black marker, and now I'm going to go back in and color in all of Poe's fur, all of his black fur with my, I don't even know what this is, a China marker maybe? Yeah, I think it's called a China. It's like a wax crayon, only it's a little bit more precise. All right, so I have colored in all of Poe's fur with my black, and now I'm adding some shadows into his face with my gray colored pencil, just to give it more a three-dimensional appearance. And I just have a marker here. I'm going to add in the waistband details with this rusty color and some gold. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed watching me draw Poe today. I hope you drew it too. I'd love it if you would comment on this video. I always love hearing from my subscribers. And of course, subscribe for more Doodle Draw Art. Thanks for watching.